Look at that. Hey guys, AJ here back with another one for you. So guys, the following clip is from one of my live streams. Guys, I go live Monday through Friday at 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So guys, come and join the lives. We laugh, we cry, we laugh until we cry. And before we get into this clip, guys, like, subscribe, drop a comment. I have a second channel called 50304s. Go and check that out. And hit that join button because it really helps the channel out. And let's get into this. So Jeff, you are in a predominantly female field, right?
Yeah, therapy,
so
mental health field, yeah.
Is therapy the same where like male nurses out earn female nurses? Do male therapists earn more than female therapists? And then how is it working in a predominantly female field?
So I don't know the real stats. It's overly dominated by women. And I would say that a lot of the field, it kind of functions like most other industries where they usually have an entry base salary amount, and some of the salaries are often posted. So it's very, very difficult. But what I have learned in the field is that a lot of ladies, even helping them in therapy sessions, a lot of them don't negotiate.
Yeah,
they weren't trained or socialized to negotiate. And a lot of guys, it's not that their dads or their uncles told them like, well, make sure you always ask for 5,000 more. But men don't they don't have that socialization thing in their head that convinces them that like asking for the potential for a raise or asking for a higher salary amount to begin with, they don't see that as a stumbling block for them to be able to still keep the position, whereas women do. So that's a big thing. And then number two, I had peers where I would come into an organization where other women would have worked there for 5, 10, 15 plus years, and I would just lap them in terms of just getting opportunities. And people would say, oh, it's because he's a black guy in an urban area, this or that.
Always be closing.
Yeah, but this is the thing. What I learned was if I was willing to do the extra thing, do the extra mile, come on weekends when I wasn't even part of my, job description, just random stuff. When the opportunities presented itself, constantly see the CEO, the board, then even adding me to the board was a result of me doing. And again, I had equivalents. I had other people who were also directors who just weren't willing to show up, handle stuff the way that I was willing to do. And then the pay would definitely be different. So then 2 years into us being hired for the same exact role, and I'm making noticeably more than you, and I get 4 promotions in 6 years. You can say it's because I'm a guy, but I was also willing to do a lot of and she had multiple kids and I didn't. So there was just all these factors of why.
So we know what that means, guys. When Jeff, wasn't around, guys. I'm gonna tell your bitch ass, bitch.
That's the thing,
bitch.
But that's what I'm saying.
They were talking mess about you, Jeff, and that.
You know what it was? They had to start working for me. They ended up.
Even worse.
So for me, I didn't care about that. Like, because at the end of the day, if I was doing my job, handling my P's and Q's, HR can't come to me about anything, then I did what I was supposed to do. And the wild part was I also promoted and hired women as well if I thought they were, a good fit. So it was a weird thing where it's like, yeah, he's getting all the promotions, but he's also hiring women and giving them opportunities that a lot of other people aren't. And I think that's for the guys who still choose to work in corporate America, that's the lane. You outwork your competitors. It doesn't matter if it's, women or men. If you want to go higher in the company, you ask the people who can make it happen, what do I have to do to get here? And if they tell you it, they basically just gave you the cheat code. And a lot of ladies don't ask that. They just leave the job. They go from job to job.
That this probably comes from the fact that, once again, if you have a father, he says, look, hey, little snowboard, if you cut the lawn, I'll give you $5, right? You're like, okay, fine. But then like, we'll cut the neighbor's yard, and you look, you're like, that's bigger. I want 15. Your dad says, all right, cool. You know what I'm saying? So from a young age, you're learning about like how much your time is worth, right? And that's why, guys, I would say there's a couple of milestones of manhood that I would say number one, by the time you're in your late 20s, you should know exactly how much your time is worth. And if you're not getting it, it's time to either move to a different field or get a different job, or whatever. If you ask for it, you don't get it, leave. Number two, guys, mom and dad are just people. They aren't mommy and daddy anymore. You know what I'm saying? Take their advice, like, consider it, but don't let them boss you around. Number three, steel yourself to the effects of women's tears. Guys, you cannot let some broad it manipulate you. You just can't. You just can't, guys. You can't. And then, guys, number four, think about an issue, okay? And I need you to look at both sides and ask yourself, who would I rather live around? and that pretty much settles it for you. You know what I'm saying? Guys, any issue, if there's some blue-haired, bull-nosed, lesbian-looking chick, I'm not living over there. They're in the wrong. So, Snowboard, you were saying?
Yeah. I want to put a caveat to kind of the industry that James is in.
Jeff.
I think that's what I meant. I think for men, like, mentorship is almost as powerful as therapy, if not more, particularly if they're like in your field, because they can take like more like a holistic approach and add some of your work in rather than just like the psychological part. I think for men that's better.
Yeah, what we need. So for me, I'm actually transitioning out of the field. I'm getting ready to start doing a professional coaching. So what I actually think we need is men that have the qualifications of psychology or mental health degree backgrounds, but doing the mentorship or doing the coaching. Yeah, the reason is, so what you're doing is the best of both worlds.
Mentorship is the way, yeah.
Yeah, so if you're doing coaching or mentorship, but you have people who are ill-equipped, they're just older, everybody likes them, they got lucky with the career or job that they picked, that doesn't mean that they're a great mentor or know what to kind of look or ask for to kind of really point people in the right directions. Life worked out for them with their choices. Their recommendations may not be a good fit for every single guy that wants to be a mentee. Whereas when you're trained, even as a coach, let alone if you're a therapist or psychologist, what you're doing is you're able to analyze from multiple different domains what's the best need this guy needs at this time. So for me, I might make similar recommendations, but I have a way of breaking it down that may increase your likelihood of actually following through on it. Whereas another guy, a friend, a mentor will just say the exact same thing and then you don't do it. But then for me, I'm like, what's stopping you from doing this thing that you've been talking to me about the last 2 weeks? And then when we get there, I'll be like, okay, but once I've worked with now your motivation issue to help push you in the right direction versus a guy being like, man, I just go to the gym. I just do this. I just do that. Or I think you should do this.
Yeah.
It's another layer.
There's a lot of people flooding the coaching area that are just capitalizing on it, that just want to like
an example, guys.
Like, you got to grind. That's it.
Yeah.
An example, guys, is like someone like Seagrip who knows about money, right? Mm-hmm. He talks about his investing and all this other stuff. He has the skills necessary to mentor someone on this. Some crypto douchebag who just happened to put $100 in Bitcoin in 2012 and now is a millionaire. What can he teach me about investing?
I have no crypto.
What I'm saying is, homeboy, he Forrest Gumped his way to millions and then is going to do a 45-minute seminar and try and teach us how to do it. It doesn't make any sense. And I think that's the most direct example of what Jeff is talking about, of having someone who has the skills to actually take on that role and be effective versus someone who has an Instagram page and rents a Lambo and acts like he's some millionaire. You know what I'm saying?
We see for women, the ones that are life coaches, their life is like a complete disaster. The ones that are the life coaches, they are complete mess.
Yeah. So my thing with that is, and I'm careful with it. Any field can be, sabotage. Any field can be infiltrated, right? And I think that's what really happened to the mental health field, where I do think 20 plus years ago, it was actually more helpful. But I think over time, Helen Andrews talks about, oh God.
That's all I had to say.
Helen Andrews did a great job. Basically right now, the mental health field has been feminized.
Yeah.
So as a result, and that includes many of the men that are also operating in that space as well, where if you have a guy that's a male therapist, but when a woman and a man comes in, especially for couples therapy, he always takes the female side or takes her narrative, and it says we have to conform to what she thinks is wrong, it needs to be fixed, and not what you both think needs to be addressed. Men and women do that in therapy sessions all the time as therapists. So guys are walking in feeling like they're getting jumped. They don't feel like the person is unbiased and neutral. They think this is somebody who she's picked that she believes is going to align and agree with her view of what's wrong, which is ultimately him. So that's a really big one of many issues in the mental health field that I think that's the result of feminization, unfortunately.
But I think that that also starts with the feminization of radicalization of academia.
Yep.
Right?
Yeah.
Guys,
Yeah.
I mean, how many of us truly trust? Well, I mean, other than engineering, chemistry, STEM stuff, fine. But a lot of the soft sciences, social sciences, oftentimes they say stuff now and it's just like, wait, what? You know what I mean? Like, I've never been, and this is as the person who's been to grad school now. I've never been this. I'm not trying to say don't trust them, but guys, you have to ask questions. I've never been more skeptical of academia than I am now.
Oh,
because
God.
I know for a fact, guys. Once again, the school that I went to, I'm telling you, was in 2004 how most colleges are now.
Yeah.
There was no conservative people. It was all just super woke. It was crazy. So I kind of went to college trying to navigate how college is now, right? And you realize not just it's like they're robots. How many times have we seen these kids, you see their worldview be challenged and they just parrot these talking points that the professor told them?
I even say, I actually tell people now, if you're still going to look for a professional therapist of any kind, the first thing you want to find out, believe it or not, especially as a man, is if they're a feminist. And that sounds wild, but it would be in your best interest to know that in advance, because 9 times out of 10, she is not going to be an advocate for the marriage. She's going to be an advocate for how the woman feels, or how your wife or girlfriend feels. And if she doesn't feel their ultimate goal when it comes to women is not unfiltered, but uninhibited or disinhibited now, or whatever the word means, where you're not constraining female choice. You're not constraining their expression. You're not constraining or stopping their ability to make something that's what they feel is right for them. So if that means that they're not happy in the marriage relationship, that's already for the feminists, that's already a strike against the marriage, it's in the relationship itself. It's a totally different foundational orientation of viewing men and women. And again, this is why I'm like, if they are feminists, I would never trust. I only will go to a feminist therapist or psychologist if I want my relationship to end sooner.
And this is the thing that people don't get, guys. Jeff knows this, Snowboard knows this, I know this as content creators, guys. Why would you cater to women who will turn on you in a heartbeat? Guys, all these feminists and all these guys, you say one wrong thing, Dr. Cheyenne Bryant, they will turn on you like wolves, guys. There are people,
the cops too.
Yeah.
They'll throw you like right under the bus.
Yeah, Rajai's here, Steve's here. There are people who are in this chat that are in my first 16 subs, guys. When men support stuff, we are diehard supporters, especially if we feel like we're getting something out of it. How many times have we seen these panderers and these chicks try and be feminists and all this other stuff, and they say one thing, or they get these black male panders get in a picture next to a white woman or something, you know what I'm saying? And that whole audience just turns on them. They're not reliable. It's you're catering to the most volatile group of idiots that there are out there. Because this is why a growth like mine, like Jeff's, when you're trying to get an audience of well-intentioned people, your growth is going to be slower.
Yeah.
But the people are going to show up and they're going to see the value. That's just how it works. But you see these podcasts and these people with all these chicks, they're always trying to disqualify you, and they're always on the next thing.